Hi Salma.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. Very well, yeah.
First of welcome to Halal Cosmetics and thank you very much for your time.
No, it's great. Yeah, it's great. It's a pleasure.
Salma, you know what? I've actually sort of tried googling you up. The first things that come up is the top 25 women in the business.
Really? Wow! I didn't
Yeah.
know that myself.
Yeah. So the first thing I saw was a LinkedIn, and then I was like the top 25 women in the business, and I was like, wow. And I was sort of very curious to understand, about yourself, how you started your journey, and the company and the brand now.
Okay.
Do you want to sort of walk us
Yeah,
through?
no, that's absolutely fine. In fact, it is quite a story actually how we started, and it all started in September 2009 when I was actually diagnosed with breast cancer. And I think, like most people probably watching this interview and at the conference that I'm attending later on this afternoon, I was asking the same questions that anybody else would ask in my position, okay? And one was, why me? And the other one was, what's going to happen to my children, basically, because I was a mother of 4 children, And I was confused, I was scared, and basically what happened was I was trying to find a connection between my diagnosis and my lifestyle, because I thought there must be some connection, why is this happening to me? I'm a pretty healthy person, I've never been ill before. So I began looking at everything I was eating, I was doing, I was using, and then this consequently led me to my bathroom, where I picked up a bottle of, I think it was a body wash, and looked at the ingredients on the back, and my first thoughts were, I actually don't understand any of these ingredients. I don't know what they are, So then, as painstakingly as it was, I began Googling individual ingredient, trying to find out what everything was, and that's when I discovered the darker side of beauty, because initially things I discovered were, yes, there were ingredients in cosmetics that had links to cancers, that had links to causing skin conditions, and then this got me interested, so I looked more and more, and the deeper I looked, I actually then discovered that a lot of the ingredients could be, contrived as haram, that weren't halal.
True.
And so then at that point I thought, what am I doing using, these products? Because when we eat and drink, we give such attention, to the labels and making sure everything is halal, especially in the West where we're from, because halal isn't as readily available as it would be in, say, somewhere like Malaysia, So and again, one thing I realized when I was doing my research is when you apply cosmetics to your body, they're absorbed in the skin and they run through your bloodstream. So it's the same, the same ethics, in my opinion, should have been applied to cosmetics too.
Very true.
So then I thought, okay, I'm going to find some halal cosmetics, and from now on I'm only going to use halal cosmetics. I couldn't find anything in the UK.
Right.
So actually...
And you're talking about like 15, 20 years back?
No, this was only in, say, 2009, towards the end of 2009, beginning of 2010.
And by then, was UK sort of very much into halal cosmetics, or they were not really aware of
No,
it?
there was nothing. There
was no awareness
no,
about it.
No,
Okay.
that's it. In fact, when I looked at people, they just looked back at me and said, "Well,
What's the difference?"
Yeah, that's it. So I said to my husband, you know what? I think we should go on holiday to Malaysia. So, because that's a Muslim country, and I need to go and get some halal cosmetics. So we came to Malaysia.
Right.
We did find a few halal cosmetics, not many, and we found some, but they weren't certified halal. So there wasn't that absolute 100% peace of mind. And then really that's my story. That's what triggered everything off, because then I thought, you know what, I'm going to go back to the UK and I'm going to produce my own range of halal cosmetics.
Wow.
How difficult that was going to be, and the challenge I didn't realize at that time. But I guess was this the business?
Started. Sorry, was this the business side of yours, or was this more the emotional side that wanted to do it?
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head there. Really, it was more I thought that if I wanted halal cosmetics as a Muslim person, I'm sure that other Muslim women, because women use cosmetics more than men, although the male grooming industry is gaining momentum, would also want to use halal cosmetics if they realised what was going in their normal everyday cosmetics that they were using. So really, even now, my goal is to give consumers a choice. I'm not forcing people to use halal cosmetics, but I'm giving people a choice, and I'm trying to fulfill a need.
And from a business perspective, do you see the larger corporations actually get into this space and possibly make life difficult for companies such as yours, or do you think it will sort of even sort of go ahead and open the market and explore and sort of bring in new opportunities? How do you see it? Do you see sort of the market shrink because maybe a handful of large corporations will control it, or do you see it expand because you think, no, this is really a small and medium enterprise play, so it's going to be around these small companies? How do you see it?
No, I think that the likes of the big companies like the L'Oreals will want to share because they obviously it's all about making money, but I think at this moment in time, I think the independent companies will lead the sector, and the independent companies led by Muslim owners and directorships, I think, will lead the market, just simply because we understand the concept better than who better to understand the concept than a Muslim person, and I think for that reason it gives peace of mind to consumers as well. We all know that larger companies, the bigger they are, the more they'll try and cut corners, So I think when you look at it from an ethical point of view, from a peace of mind point of view, I think, for this reason, I think the smaller independents will definitely lead, I think.
Okay, that's good to know. So just to sort of wrap this up, and a last question to you. What are your 3 priorities as far as this event is concerned, Halal Cosmetics is concerned? What do you sort of plan to achieve before you sort of walk out for the day?
I think for me, it's really about sharing my story. It's about sharing my experience, and hopefully give the people that attend the conference some valuable insight into what to expect when they're producing, their own range of halal cosmetics. What challenges they may face, how I overcame those challenges, and hopefully just give them some guidance and let them know that the market's there. It's an exciting time for halal cosmetics. And yeah, let's do it.
That's good. That's good to know, Salma. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
All the best to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.